Justin. Start out just what are your expectations of new head coach, new coaching staff, and what that adds to this team?
Yeah. Coach is not new in this league, in this city. So he has history. He knows what he's doing. You will, when you hear him speak, and you guys have probably heard him speak before, but you will see his confidence, his how calm he is. And I think that's something that is important for our team. I think that's something that will hopefully rub off on us when we do play the game. And, as far as what we're going to do during the game, we don't know what that is yet. But we do know he has a pretty good idea of what he's doing and has been successful in this league. So I'm looking forward to what he has for us. I know that he will have us ready. He's talked to us about, making sure we are rested. We are feeling good for the most part each night, the best way you can in the NBA. And I think, for someone like me, that's a good thing. I'm not the youngest player, as we all know, but but I am young at heart, and hopefully we can match my youth and heart and how well he, keeps me feeling good and keeps us feeling good on the floor to where we're at our best every night. So I'm excited to see what he has to bring, and hopefully, like I said, his level of experience and wisdom, rolls off onto us, and I think we catch on to things quick and do well.
It was the first summer where you didn't have to think about free agency. How relieving was that for you? And at the same time, you dedicated yourself to being here, working out every morning, 6 a.m. Why did you make that a priority? Maybe different than other years.
Yeah. Well, before I was always I was either in free agency or just got traded somewhere or didn't have a permanent place to live. And when I signed here, and solidified my where I was going to be for a while, at least on paper, that made me comfortable and put me in a space to where I felt I can make this home. And that's something I've always wanted to do, is make the city I'm playing in home. And as you can see, if you follow me, I've embraced that completely, even down to my kids, and my oldest is going to pre-K now and doing all that type of stuff. So being here has made complete sense, for me and my family. That's always my number one, is what's good for my family. And yeah, it's been great not to have to be in free agency again. I particularly do not like going through that. It's stressful. Sometimes you can end up losing yourself and worrying about what's going on and being, feeling all type of emotions, ups and downs. And to be able to just have a summer to where I can focus on my family, focus on having time with them, especially after not getting that between the last two seasons, has been great for me. And then, being able to just work out here again, I could, come from my house, go down the street, work out, come back home, and it's just been great for me to be able to kind of have structure and consistency in the place I'm going to be, and not have to worry about moving my family around and all the changes that come with that.
Justin, how emotionally taxing was last season, going through the pandemic and having to navigate that?
Yes, it was very, very taxing. We talk about it amongst the teammates of how different some of us ended up being, and even me myself in times of, usually I'm a person that's always, for the most part, in a good mood. I mean, I'm like everybody else. There are times when I'm not, but for the most part, when I come to my job, I try to bring that positive energy. And there were times last year when I was like, you know what, dude, I'm not even feeling it. I'm gonna just try to get through this. I'm gonna do the best I can, but I'm not gonna be in the best mood possible. And being able to have this break, I think is gonna be good for us this year. But yeah, that was that was the hardest thing for me. Playing games and playing and how the schedule was hard. Yes, it was difficult and taxing, which I guess that was a result of everything that was going down. But it was just like you never had a break. And me personally, I need a break from, the job that I do. I need to be able to get away. That makes me better at my job. And I just know it wasn't just us. That was the beautiful thing about it. The whole NBA went through it. So it was something we had to find a way to deal with and hope we can, do well with it. And I think we did the best we could.
Other questions for Justin?
You describe what it was like to experience the championship with your brothers.
Okay. Unreal. And I always think about, after being in that situation, I think about when I won and just how different I felt then and it's weird. I was obviously excited then when I won that championship. Totally different time of my life, totally different situation. I was a part of the team and experienced a lot of greatness. But this time it was different. One, I wasn't playing, but two, because I've watched Drew, all his life. And coming to the NBA when I wasn't here, and watched from the outside looking in. I've saw when he was an all-star, when he got hurt, the things that he went through with his family, sacrifices he made, and to be rewarded like that and contribute so much. That was like the biggest thing, of how well he contributed, how much he contributed. I knew he was going to contribute well, but how much he contributed was, it almost made me emotional, to be honest with you. I've never probably been so happy for someone else in my life. And, other teams, I've had other friends that have won championships, but like for him, and I'll probably be the same, when Aaron gets one, let's say that. But it was crazy just to be there from the other side. I played in it and, not as much and won myself, but to be there spectating. One, after playing the season with not many fans. So it was like I got hit with that all over again, to be able to experience the crowd and the energy. I literally had headaches every night because it was that loud. I wasn't used to hearing it because we didn't have them. And then being surprised with being able to go on the floor right when they won was like, I was like, we're doing this? Like, it actually made me feel like a fan of basketball again, which I have not felt in years. I've played all my life at the highest level. I've been to plenty of my brothers' games, and I never really felt like a fan of basketball. And that night made me feel like that, and to be able to experience it, to go into the locker room. I even sat in his media availability. I did everything, and it was really dope to experience. And I was so happy for him to be able to go and do that.
Hey, Justin, you played many roles with the team over the past couple of years. Pretty much your availability has allowed you to play whatever 4 through 1. I wonder how you're established here. You've been here. How's your leadership voice, particularly with the younger guys, evolved since you first got here?
Yeah, I guess it's a question you can ask them. I believe it's there. I believe they. See how I can say this without trying to sound conceited or like I'm the man, but I believe they listen to what I say. They know I do not talk much as far as interrupting things and saying, but when I do, it's in the time that it matters. I'm a person that does like to allow people to work through things themselves. I'll give you pointers here and there, but I like to go one-on-one with people, take them off, but there was a time when I feel like the team is not doing what we need to do. And if I'm included as well, I do and I will say something. And I do believe when I do say it, they do listen, they do respect it. I've been told by, some of the younger guys that, I've been thanked actually at times for like the things I've done, things I've said, the example of that I've given them, which is very, very humbling and makes me feel honored that, someone would think of me in that space, because I was a guy that, didn't get drafted. I was a guy that had to work and got cut a lot of times. So to be in the space of having influence is a blessing from God 100%. And I do think they listen to me. And I do want to make sure that I respect that and I do not take that for granted and lead the correct way. And a lot of times the best way to lead, and the best way to lead is to serve. And so I try to lead in that way.
We'll go one on next year. Greg, go ahead.
Yeah, hi, Justin. You talked about COVID and how taxing that was. I hear you there. I'm wondering also if you can, in addition to COVID, whatever was going on in the locker room last year, we don't know details. We just know something happened. Clearly, there's a coaching change. How hard was last year emotionally for that reason, that whatever the behind-the-scenes stuff was?
I think, to be honest with you, I think a lot of the behind-the-scenes stuff happened because it was so taxing from what's been going on. When if you get a room with a lot of people that are irritated, a lot of people that have the same goal, but things aren't going your way, there's going to be times when stuff's going to happen. And I think I would like to think that if we had a normal year and we were going through things differently, that maybe that was something we could have avoided. But at the same time, it showed that, to be honest with you, it showed that we cared, as crazy as that sounds. It showed that we actually wanted to win, and we were willing to put ourselves in a very sticky situation to do so. And the funny thing is, after all that happened, we actually started playing better, and we're winning games. So, I think everything, the magnitude of everything before that and what we were going through kind of helped sparked that situation to where we were just all on edge. Everybody wanted to win, but weren't in a mature enough mental space, or even a healthy enough mental space to do so maturely. And I think that's why all that went down.
Any other questions for Justin?